Nigel Farage's Reform UK, a broken promise or economic realism? The controversial figure of British politics, Nigel Farage, has sparked debate yet again. This time, he's backtracking on Reform UK's ambitious tax-cutting promise of £90 billion, citing the dire state of public finances. But is this a genuine concern for economic stability, or a strategic move to gain credibility? Farage argues that the previous government, both Labour and the Tories, left the country's finances in ruins. He claims that before Reform UK can fulfil its tax-cutting dreams, they must first tackle the issue of out-of-control public spending. This is a significant shift from the party's 2024 manifesto, which boldly pledged to raise tax-free thresholds to £20,000 and maintain the pension's triple lock, estimated to cost £15.5 billion by 2030. But here's where it gets controversial. Farage's speech in the City of London revealed the delicate balance he's trying to strike. On one hand, he aims to improve Reform UK's economic credibility, which has been a target of criticism from political opponents. On the other, he wants to maintain the appeal of political insurgency that brought electoral success. The party's manifesto committed to tax cuts equivalent to a third of the NHS budget, but economists weren't convinced. They deemed the plans, coupled with £50 billion in spending commitments and £150 billion in cuts, as unrealistic and potentially more costly than advertised. Reform UK has yet to provide detailed plans for spending cuts, but they've hinted at significant reductions in welfare benefits, net zero policies, asylum seeker support, foreign aid, and the civil service. Farage, however, insists that the party is being realistic about the economy's state, especially with the next general election potentially in 2027. And this is the part most people miss. Farage's focus on exorbitant pension fund management fees suggests a potential shift in public sector pensions, which could impact the future incomes of nurses, teachers, and police officers. In a surprising move, Farage ruled out immediate major tax cuts if Reform UK gains power. Instead, he proposed relatively modest savings, including reversing inheritance tax on farms and raising tax thresholds. He envisions Reform UK as the party of working people, but his views on the minimum wage for younger workers and workers' rights have raised eyebrows. Farage argues that the minimum wage might be too high for younger workers, especially with the lowered threshold for national insurance contributions. He suggests a trade-off between raising the NI cap or lowering the minimum wage, sparking debate on the impact on young workers. The UK's wealth drain, according to Farage, mirrors the brain drain of the 1970s. He blames the non-dom tax for driving high earners out of the country, emphasizing the need to keep wealthy individuals in the UK to support the economy and reduce the tax burden on the less affluent. Farage clarified Reform UK's stance on benefits, stating they would lift the two-child benefit cap to support low-paid British working couples. However, the party's recent proposal to cut disability benefits by £9 billion, particularly for those with low-level anxiety, has been met with skepticism and uncertainty. As the architect of Brexit, Farage believes the opportunities post-EU have been squandered, with global competitiveness and sensible deregulation left unrealized. He criticizes the current regulatory environment as worse than during the Brexit referendum. The question remains, is Reform UK's shift in economic strategy a sign of maturity and pragmatism, or a broken promise to gain political traction? What do you think? Is Farage's approach a necessary economic realism, or a controversial strategy to gain power?